Welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is a winter solstice reflective flow. So this is just a really nice kind of chill, mellow, almost dreamy style of moving. We're going to be moving a little bit more slowly and spending a little bit of time in the poses so we can really feel into our breath and our bodies. This time, the winter solstice, is a great time to rest, to reflect, and start to gradually feel into the transition from darkness into light. So I'll encourage you to explore all the parts of yourself, the parts that might feel a little bit more shadowed or that you don't give as much attention or love, as well as the parts of yourself that feel lighter, brighter, more illuminated. For this practice, you will need yourself, a space to move, and a couple of yoga blocks if you have them. If not, no problem. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll get started from Sukhasana. So find your way here to a comfortable seat. Allow your palms to rest on your thighs, either facing up or facing down, and begin to settle your eyelids closed. Sink your sitting bones into the support of the surface beneath you. Allow your hips to soften and let your seat feel really anchored and grounded and connected. Feel the line of your spine extending in a balanced way in two directions, down through the root point of where you sit and all the way up past the top of your skull. Notice the softness of your shoulders, the broadness of your heart. And then take a few moments here to reflect on where you are, where you've been that's brought you here, everything that has led you to the current moment. Noticing any sensations that begin to reveal themselves within your physical body as you become still. And then start to consider what parts of yourself feel shadowed and what parts of yourself feel bright. Continuing to feel into this question in a physical way, in an emotional way, and in your mental space as well as we move through our practice. But seeing if you can allow everything to be as it is and allow there to be a compassionate state, a compassionate perspective toward everything that comes through. And this can be a practice in an ongoing way. So just come back to finding love, loving kindness towards yourself. Begin to draw your palms into prayer at heart center. And take a really full inhale breath through your nose. Pause at the top of the breath, pull up slightly on your pelvic floor and tuck your chin toward your chest, retaining that breath. Slow, steady exhale out of your mouth. Feel the space at the bottom of your breath. And then take an inhalation. Retaining at the top, tuck the chin, lift the pelvic floor. And sigh to clear out of your mouth. Take some space before your next inhale breath. When you're ready, drawing the air in through your nose. Pause at the top. And sigh it out. Blink your eyes open. Roll forward over your shins. And let's come up into tabletop. Spread your fingers. Press your finger pads down. Rock your hips a little bit from side to side. Move your ribs laterally. Take a couple moments just to begin exploring your space, exploring your body. And start to settle into slow, controlled breaths in and out through your nose. Let's start to make figure eights with the hips. So swing your pelvis forward, around toward the right, and then all the way around and back towards your right heel. And then forward, up to the left top corner of your mat, around to the side and back. Good. You can move through these at any pace that's feeling good in your body. After a few, go ahead and reverse directions that you are moving. And see how fluid this figure eight pathway can become. Find a steady tabletop position. Tuck your toes behind you. Take an inhale breath here. As you exhale, lift your knees and send your hips up and back, finding downward facing dog. Give yourself time here to calibrate and settle into the pose. So if you'd like, you can wiggle around a little bit, pedaling the feet, moving the hips sideways, turn your head different directions. Feel free to just go wherever your body wants to go. As you settle into stillness, really find the support of the earth beneath you, get anchored there. And then imagine that your inhale breath is drawing lighter energy up through the lines of the arms and the legs, up through the line of your spine. Like you're being infused with a glow or a radiance. Take a breath in and a breath out. With your next inhale breath, lift your heels, round your spine, and really slowly move forward into a high plank, shoulders over your wrists. As you exhale, bend your elbows and slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Press the tops of your feet down. Take an inhale breath, float your heart a little away from the earth, and begin to float your hands away from the earth. Press toenails down, pull up through the fronts of your thighs. One more breath in here. As you breathe out, release. Again, inhale, press down, hover your heart and your hands. Exhale, slowly lower. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Slide your hands forward and bring your forearms to the mat to find Sphinx. Draw slightly back on your elbows like you're trying to pull them toward the bottom of your rib cage. And then tuck your chin toward your chest. Begin to make half circles with the head here, bowing one ear toward a shoulder, moving through center, and going the opposite way. If you find a knot or a sticky spot where you want to pause and breathe and take a few moments, always feel welcome to do that. Begin to turn your gaze forward. Press your palms straight down. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, hover your elbows and magnetize them toward one another. Tuck your pelvis underneath of you. And then on your next inhale breath, try to get really rounded through your spine. So the chin will drop to the chest, upper back swells. As you exhale, soften the back of your heart forward, micro bend your elbows and pull back on your hands to broaden your chest. Inhale here. Good. Exhale, press down. Round and curl through your spine. So think like a cat pose. Press the ground away from you. Inhale, isometrically drag your hands back. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Stretch your heart forward. And exhale, press down, round and curl. Good. Breathe in with a neutral spine. Just start to turn your gaze forward. And as you breathe out, slowly release your heart all the way back to the earth. Palms beside your ribs. Press through tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and send your hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Let's stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Pressing your exhalations into the earth. Hands are reaching down and forward. Feet are pressing down and backward. And in doing so, you'll notice the line of your spine has space to really grow and elongate.
With your next breath in, heels rise, round through your spine and come forward into high plank. As you exhale, slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. This time, step your fingertips a little bit forward and wide on your mat. Elbows lift up to the sky. Breathe in, root your feet and press your legs down and slowly rise up into a taller cobra on fingertips, spiraling the biceps forward and the triceps backward. Take another breath in here, really opening the front body. As you exhale, release down. Again, inhale, press down and slowly rise up. Exhale, softly lower. Last one. Breathe in, rise. And breathe out, release. Place your palms under your shoulders and then stagger your right hand just a little bit more forward. With your next inhale breath, press down and rise up into a staggered cobra position. As you exhale, roll onto your outer right hip and begin to draw your left fingertips in front of your belly. Now from here, slide your right shoulder up towards your ear and really feel the expansion of the right side of your rib cage as the left side of your rib cage closes and shortens. Tucking the chin can feel nice here, maybe bowing your left ear a little towards your left shoulder. Try to relax through your legs, your feet, and your toes. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Turn your gaze forward. Slowly roll all the way back down onto your belly and then stagger your left hand a little more forward than your right one. As you inhale, press down and rise up into cobra. As you exhale, come onto your outer left hip and drag your right fingertips in front of you. Slide your left shoulder up towards your ear. And then tuck your chin or tilt right ear toward right shoulder. Breathing to what you feel. Can you notice even the most subtle shifts in your sensational experience? Begin to turn your gaze forward and slowly roll all the way back down onto your belly. Place your palms by your ribs, press through tabletop, and then send your hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Steady, smooth breath in and out through the nose. On your last breath here, see if you can pull in through your lowest set of ribs and really invite your heart back toward your thighs. With your next inhalation, stretch your right leg high into a 3-legged down dog. As you exhale, bend your knee and kick your right heel towards your left sitting bone. And start to just swim through some circles with the knee, opening up space through the hip joint, going a couple of times in each direction. Next breath in, square your hips. Inhale and stretch your right toes high to the sky. As you exhale, left heel rises. See how quietly and slowly and smoothly you can step your right foot through to the top of your mat. Touch your back knee down. Find your blocks or books or whatever you have available and draw them kind of somewhere in between your front foot and your pelvis. We're gonna just stay in this low lunge position for a few rounds of breath. Back toes can stay tucked. That can feel sometimes more supportive or stable. If you'd like, you can start to press the toenails of your back foot down to the earth. And as we stay here, we're trying to melt the hips down and forward in more of a passive way. It's like a surrendering to the force of gravity rather than like forcing your body down. Allowing the hip flexors on the left side to open up. Relax around the shoulders, the jaw, the gaze. And take one more breath here. Full inhale. And allowing the exhale to melt through your body. Next breath in, draw your feet toward one another and float your fingertips to the sky. Now as you exhale, interlace your fingers and press them to the top of your right thigh. Tuck your pelvis and imagine that you're taking an ice cream scooper to your core so it gets really hollowed out. Tuck your chin to your chest. Dig your right big toe down and then press your hands down and forward on top of your thigh. Breathing here. The more you contract and compress in the front body, the more you'll feel the stretch into the front of the left hip. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Lean your hips a little more forward as you float your fingers to the sky, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, press your palms flat, lift your back knee, round your spine, and softly step back into downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Inhale, lift your heels, rounding forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, from toes or knees, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, stretching from the base of your heart forward. Exhale, belly button to spine, glide your hips back, downward facing dog. With your next inhalation, stretch your left leg high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, stack your hip, bend your knee, and then start to play through some circles here, going in each direction a couple times. Pausing if you feel something interesting that you want to explore a little bit deeper. Next breath in, hips square, stretch your left toes high. As you exhale, softly step left foot all the way through to the top of your mat and touch your back knee down. When you breathe in, feet pull toward one another, fingertips float up. As you exhale, find the blocks underneath your fingertips at any setting, back toes tucked or untucked. Find a gentle hugging in through your front core to keep the integrity there, especially those low core muscles. So you're not just sinking down, or just taking a steady melt of the pelvis down and forward. Couple more breaths here. Noticing where you can relax a bit more consciously. And are there any sticky or shadowy places where you can send some more breath? Pull your feet a little toward one another. With your next inhale breath, float your fingertips up, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, interlace your fingers over the top of your left thigh. Begin to curl your tailbone underneath of you. Lift in and up through your pelvic floor. Tuck your chin to your chest, rounding the spine and hollowing the core. With every exhalation, draw your front body more toward your back body. Release. Take an inhalation. Float your fingertips skyward. As you exhale, palms touch down. Lift your back knee, round your spine, and slowly transition into downward facing dog. Inhale. Heels rise, round forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathe in. Up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pause. Take an inhalation. And an exhalation. Let's do that one more time, each side. Coming back to this idea of like a mellow, dreamy kind of way of movement. So take the pressure off. Let this be chill and reflective. Breathe in, right leg high. Breathe out, bend your knee and start to play through some circles, moving a couple times, one way and then the other. Next, breath in, square the hips, stretch high through your right toes. Exhale like you're moving through water, so there's a little resistance on your way forward. Step your right foot through, touch your back knee down. Breathe in, arms reach to the sky. Breathe out, fingertips to blocks. Hips slide down and forward. We'll take 3 breaths here. Soften or close your eyes. Breathe in. Hug right heel and left knee a little toward one another as your fingertips float up. Breathe out. Palms press down onto your right thigh. Tailbone curls under. Chin tucks toward the chest. Squeeze belly button in and back. Direct your breath to where you feel the most potent sensations. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, fingertips float up. Exhale, find your way back into downward facing dog, however you need to get there. As you inhale, heels rise. With a rounded spine, come forward to plank. And exhale, chaturanga. Breathe in, up dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Inhale to stretch your left leg high. Exhale, bend your knee, draw your heel in, and scribble through some circles here. Inhale to square your hips, stretch high through the left side. And as you exhale, slowly drive your left knee forward and softly place your foot to your thumb. Back knee touches down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fingertips to blocks, sink your hips down and forward. Let go of all the muscles of your face. Next breath in, pull your feet toward one another. Energy between the inner thighs as your fingertips float up. Exhale, fingers interlaced over the top of your left thigh. Curl the tailbone, tuck the chin, and squish front body to back body. Feel the anchoring of your feet to stabilize. See if you can get a little more compressed in your front body. Next breath in, reach up. As you breathe out, travel back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, heels lift, rounded spine, shift forward like a big wave into high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Full breath in through your nose. Take a sigh out of your mouth, really setting something free. One more time, full breath in. Sigh it out. Look forward to the top of your mat and then slowly travel your way there. Toes behind wrists, hinging from your hips. Bend your knees a lot and let your whole spine hang heavy. Feel the crown of your head falling toward the earth. Let this be a super passive hang, releasing control of your torso, letting gravity do the work. It can be nice in times of transition like this to reflect on what you can release, what you can rinse out of your physical body, of your emotional states, your mental space. If there's anything that comes to mind here, visualize it like water falling off the line of your spine and back into the earth, setting it free. Begin to place your fingertips to the mat. Coming down through a little squat, we'll take a seat. We're gonna lie onto our backs and move into a restorative supported position in a supported bridge. So bringing a block with you, or if you have a pillow, that will work as well. And as you come onto your back, place the back of your head down. Lift your pelvis and slide the block underneath of your sacrum. So that's the triangle-shaped bone at the very base of your spine. Block can be at its lowest setting or its middle setting, maybe the tallest, depending on what you're working with. And then get really settled here. You're welcome to stay just like this with the knees bent, or begin to extend your legs straight forward toward the top corners of your mat and allow your feet to wing open. Place your hands consciously on your body, or you can open your arms up wide and soften or close your eyes. Wherever you've landed, allow your pelvis to fully sink. So you're not resisting, You're not holding yourself up. You're really giving your weight over to the prop. And resting here, notice areas where you've built a bit of heat in your body. And see if you can find spaces that feel a little more cool. Noticing places that feel bright and alive and lit up. And also checking for any darker corners within your body. Letting go of any need to judge or label, but just holding everything in your awareness in a compassionate and equal way. Get softer in your belly. Let your breath be deep and full. You're welcome to stay in this position even longer if you wish. If you're ready to come out, walk your feet back in underneath of your knees. Press down and lift your hips enough to slide the block out from underneath of you. And then slowly roll your spine back down to touch the earth. Once your sacrum lands, widen your feet and let the knees windshield wiper side to side a couple times, dropping toward one direction and then the other. And then when you're ready, curl into a tight squeeze. Knees to the chest, wrap your forearms around your shins and tuck your chin. And then here, see how much you can enjoy the cozy warmth of this position. Like it's the little cocoon that you're creating for yourself. Taking a full breath in. And as you exhale, open up into shavasana, final resting pose, letting it all go. Scan for any remaining tension. Ask what you can drop or release. And give your body space and time to just be and rest and restore. Give yourself permission to drop everything. I will leave you here in Shavasana to close this practice in your own time, in whatever way feels sweet and nourishing for you. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. I hope that you were able to find some reflection and compassion for yourself and your experience. Have a wonderful rest of your day or your night. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, you can do that down below. You can also join as a monthly donation member. I really appreciate all of your support. I'll see you soon in another practice. Bye.